Hi friends, Coach Victoria, Mrs. South Dakota International here, and Lynette had a great comment last week about how many carbs should I have and how come I'm successful on a low carb diet until I eat a carb. So I want to let's talk carbohydrates. The question is, to carb or not to carb? I'm 55 years old. I've told you guys that I am a certified personal trainer, as well as I have specialization in weight loss management, as well as a specialization in fitness nutrition. Now, the thing with these diets, the Atkins and the keto, where the promotion is the high protein, high fat, low carbohydrate, or no carbohydrate, what happens is our bodies actually need carbohydrates to metabolize for energy. Our brain, carbohydrates are converted to glucose, and our brain cells actually need the carbohydrates as well. But the idea behind taking out the carbohydrates, what happens is that when we remove carbohydrates from our diet, the liver has to produce ketone bodies. It's not able to metabolize fat with the absence of carbohydrates. So now ketone bodies are needed to come into play and put us in a state of ketosis. This does not happen over one meal or one day of lack of carbohydrates, and there is a specific amount that you need to be below. And actually, to be successful with a diet like that, you really should be tracking your glucose and testing it throughout the day. Now, so to answer Lynette's question and my question and many of yours as well, how many carbohydrates should I be having a day? To prevent ketosis, you do not want to have any less than 50 grams to 100 grams per day. Okay, but Victoria, why do I want to prevent ketosis? Because if my body is going to burn more fat, that's what I want. So let's cut out the carbohydrates and burn more fat. Does sound good. The problem with that is that when the body doesn't have the carbohydrates as an energy source, yes, it will go to fat, but it will also turn to your protein source or our muscle. Our muscle is valuable for so many reasons. One reason, the more muscle that we have, the higher our metabolism, or the more calories we're actually able to burn at rest. So we want to retain as much muscle as we can. We actually even want to build muscle. From the age of 30 on, we start losing muscle. So it's so important to start to build that. A woman does not have to be concerned about being bulky or muscular or looking like a man. I have been resistance training for over 40 years now, since I was 15. No muscle woman here. But I am muscular, have the muscles, and that's what you want. I actually want more because I know that naturally I am losing muscle as I age, so we want to bend the curve for that. The other reason that muscle is so important is that, and one of the differences, or rather how I want to I'm going to give you a real extreme illustration. So if you were to take 1 pound of cotton balls, and let's say that represents your fat, versus 1 pound of grapes, and that was to represent your muscle, you'd need a bigger box, wouldn't you, for the cotton balls than you would for the muscle. So fat takes up more volume of space, where the muscle is more compact and it's heavier per square inch. So you could have a woman that weighs 150 pounds but has a very low body fat and more muscular, versus a woman who maybe weighs 110 pounds but has higher fat and very little muscle. The body types are going to look very different. So I want you to really value the protein, value the muscle in your body. And when we cut out carbohydrates, we start to lose not only the fat, but our bodies are going to also burn the protein or the muscle from our body. So once you've lost your weight and you're feeling good, okay, I want to go back to eating some of the things and incorporate those carbohydrates. So back to that question, how come as soon as I eat a carbohydrate, I'm not successful anymore? We just reduced the amount of calories our bodies burn at rest because we lost that valuable muscle. So let's say you were able to, your body required 2,200 calories a day. Now you've lost muscle, so now let's say it's down to 2,000 calories a day. That is going to lower your metabolism, and nobody wants that. We all know that that's not a good thing. So the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is going to be. So that's what's important. Now, how much carbohydrates recommended? The recommended daily allowance for carbohydrates is really 130 grams per day. And for pregnant and lactating women, it's even up to 175 grams per day. What does that look like? So again, let's take that 2,200 calorie diet day. 60% of carbohydrates should come from, so it's going to be 45 to 65%, and if we did 60%, that's going to be 300 grams of carbohydrates. Sounds like a lot, and that's about 1,200 calories coming just from your carbohydrates. Now also remember, your carbohydrates are your fruits, your vegetables, yogurt, dairy, as well as healthy grains and starches. Then you still have 1,000 calories that would come from your protein and your fats, and increase it more on your protein. So this is just all to give you an idea. I hope that that helps you. I don't worry about how many carbohydrates I'm consuming. Go back to the video that I did a couple of weeks ago on caloric intake, where I give you the formula of how to calculate how many calories you actually need per day at rest, and that based on your activity level. And there's the formulas there, and you'll be able to be specific to yourself, to what your needs are. Then it's going to be your calories that you want to watch on a daily basis, not the carbohydrates. Anyone can be successful on any diet. For me, the last time that I lost weight, like I said, I've been on every single diet, and I've done keto, and the same thing happened to me. I was successful for a period of time. This last time, at the age of 55, I lost 65 pounds in 10 months, and I am keeping it off. The way that I did that was not by counting my calories, not by even counting my fats or my protein. Not by counting, excuse me, I think I said my calories, but by counting my calories and not by counting my carbohydrates. So I want you to remember, it's that basic thing we were taught, the energy in and the energy that we expend. That's what's going to make the difference. Till next time, stay strong, body, mind, and spirit. And remember, if there's any other videos you want to see, or more questions or comments that you have, just put them down below, and link and subscribe to my channel. When you promote and help me, you're helping girls and women everywhere. Thank you.